Hi! Getting a sneak peek into a new Stampin' Up! Catalog is always a lot of fun, and I've got a lot to show you. So come and watch as I use it to make my clean and simple Ornate Thanks card. If you thought a sneak peek was exciting, well, wait till you find out you can order all of this now. I'm Shelley Godby, the owner and CEO of Stamping Smiles, and for 19 years, I've been teaching others how to create their own hand-stamped smiles. And you know what? We're also going to get a glimpse at one of the new 2020-2022 in colors. Everything pictured here is available in the early release Ornate Garden Suite. Oh my goodness, you're going to want it all. Let me show you why. We'll start with the Ornate Thanks stamp set. Oh my goodness, this is just wonderful. I had to get it to, like, oh, I get it, I love it. So there's just so many different ways to finish or start the thank you, so grateful, and thanks. We've got thanks ever so much. So all, so grateful, love this. And I'm going to save my favorite for my card. I saved my, I use the favorite on the card. I'm going to demonstrate for you my clean and simple Ornate Thanks. And look, these coordinate with it. The Ornate border dies. Oh, aren't these all gorgeous? Trying to pick which one to use. That wasn't easy, but I did. And we'll be using these today. And so when you order the whole Ornate Garden Suite, you're going to save 10% on this bundle and this bundle. All right. But you can also order this bundle separately. Can't imagine why you don't want the whole thing. You will. But you'll save 10% on that. And then look, we have here the Ornate Style stamp set. Oh, these flowers are just so pretty. And we'll be using one of those, a little one on my card. But it coordinates with, in a bundle, we have the Ornate Layers dies. Oh my goodness, those are some fancy dancy rectangle dies, aren't they? Oh boy. All right, so, and then we have the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder, so it'll be a really deep impression. Very pretty, very delicate with the flowers. And then underneath all of this, we have the Ornate Garden Specialty Designer Series paper. Look at these pretty patterns. Oh my goodness. And so what we have is 4 of these have the gold foil. Very, very nice. Oh, wow. And then we have the Ornate Garden Ribbon Combo Pack. Aren't these pretty? Oh, sticking. There we go. And tie real easily. I'll be using these on my Ornate Thanks card. And then the Gilded Gems. Oh, they just look like they're cut like diamonds. Oh, love it. I'll be using these too. And so I was telling you, because I was reading the colors, because as I'm designing my card, I want to know what colors to stamp with it. And I needed for my ink, and then cardstock, I tried some different things. And I read Bumblebee. And I just kept going. And then I thought, well, I just ignored it. And then I'm looking for the yellow. I thought, no, I need to put a yellow center of my flower. What is the yellow? And I went back and went, Bumblebee. Bumblebee? Oh my gracious, that has to be one of the new 2020-2022 in colors. The yellow. Oh, wow. That is fun to get that little sneak peek too. So here we go. Here is the Ornate Garden Suite bundle. And like I said, you're going to want it all. And we're going to go now and play with quite a bit of it for my clean and simple Ornate Thanks card. I just love borders, border stamps, border dies, and these are so pretty. It's like, which one? Well, I chose this one for my clean and simple Ornate Thanks card. What I have here is my Big Shot die cutting machine. So I have the Big Shot platform. So I need to build up the appropriate thickness. So next I need a thin die adapter because it is a thin metal die. And so I could use a cutting pad, but instead I'm going to use the precision base plate. This is wonderful for cutting through intricate dies like this, so that writing side goes down. And next I have Whisper White Thick cardstock. I wanted the sturdiness that the Whisper White Thick provides, right? And so then our die, and the raised edge, that's the cutting. So we'll put that down. And you could use the magnetic platform. I tried it and I wasn't as pleased with how well it cut through. like I am this. So what I need to do is be careful. All right, because I do want this to be straight. So you could use washi tape, a Post-it note, something to hold it in place, but what's been working for me is just taking my cutting pad to finish it and placing it on top. And let me look, I think I just moved it. All right, let me move this out. There we go. And placing it, and it stayed in place for me when I fed it through. There we go. So we'll crank this through. And then anytime I use the precision base plate, I just go ahead and back it up and go through a second time for good measure. There we go. And let's look to see how it just cuts through that like butter. So with the precision base plate, these pieces will fall out pretty easily. So what I have here is the die brush tip for the Take Your Pick tool, and I leave this set up all the time with the paper piercing tool on the other end and this, and you get a foam mat too. So I can just brush across and look how all that falls out. Oh my goodness. And so then, I mean, I could almost take my finger, but then the small ones, and you want to get all of those out because it's really pretty when whatever's underneath, you can see through it. Okay, that's something. The way all of those just fell right out. This is really a nice tool for that. There we go. Oh, one more. Okay. There we go. And look, most of it stays on there, so cleanup's really easy. You can just take that to your trash and dump it in. All right, and so I have one of the, oh, I just see another one that I missed. Let's get this last one. There we go. And so I'm going to pair it with this pattern from the Ornate Garden Specialty Designer Series paper, and we'll put it behind there and let it peek through. Isn't that pretty? So what I'm going to do, I've got my Snail Adhesive. Put my finger where these ridges are. Snail stands for Super Neat Affordable Inline Adhesive. And so if you go nice and slow like a snail, you get good coverage. All right, so I have that on here. And then this is what was working best for me. And I started off cutting this at 1 inch, and it just was taking it too long because I need to make a whole lot of these. And so, and I'll have a link to my blog post with the measurements for my card. Okay, I want that to go up to the top. Looks like to the bottom would be just about right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I need to move that over a little. Okay. Slide that over. I'm glad I'm making that look so easy. All right. Oh yeah, isn't that pretty peeking through? So what I have here is my Whisper White thick cardstock again, because it's my card base, and again I want that kind of this sturdiness, and I want to put this along the bottom. Like, oh, isn't that pretty? But I want to stamp right on here, so before I attach anything, in case I mess up, I'd rather do that before I attach anything. But to help that, to prevent that from happening, I have my Stamparatus, and it's all set up. All right, and this is working out so cool because I want to stamp here. And so with it open on the two sides, I can do that. You know, if it was closed in all the way around, what would I do? It would be hanging off, right? Or, you know, be caught up on there. So now it can lay just like it needs. And this is a photopolymer, the clear rubber stamp, the Ornate Thanks. And so what I have here, the Stamparatus comes, we have the grid, but because the clear stamps, they don't have the foam like the red rubber stamps do, well, like this. See that foam? So we need to make up the difference. And the Stamparatus comes with a black foam mat. Well, this is a deluxe mat that you can pick up, a very nice accessory, so then you still have your grid. And I like my grid because I need to know where to line this up, because I've got it all set up to use this over and over and over. Okay, and what I have on here is the big thank you. You can see that, but I wasn't sure how to thank you. All right, and I'm going to use the terracotta tile, one of the colors in the Ornate Garden Specialty Designer Series paper. So we pick that lid up, slide that in, and I put both on there, both of them on there. So I could just ink both at the same time. And you know, and I was telling you that I believe that new Bumblebee is going to be a 2020-2022 in color. That's just an educated guess. I'm not expecting a color refresh, so I'm thinking it's going to be a new in color, but we'll find out for sure later in April. So what I'm doing is I'm rubbing. What I love about the stamper is if I don't do a great job stamping, I can always ink up and do it again. Okay, see, I didn't do a great job right there, but my magnets held it in place, and these are really strong. There used to be one long one. If you let them hit each other, they break. All right. Oh, see, I just didn't, it's inked. I just didn't press there. Let me move that magnet out of the way a little bit. There we go. And because it's going to go right back where you stamped it, which, oh, there we go. Isn't that pretty? So I wasn't sure how to thank you. Okay, so keep these away from each other. And now on the inside, oh, I have another plate set up, and this is the one that cracks me up that I was waiting to tell you about. So here's a card. I wasn't sure how to thank you, so here's a card. I thought you would like that. We're card makers. Oh my goodness. All right, so look at this. I love that we have two plates. So now I'm just going to turn this over. Keep it in the same place. I'm using that grid right there. There we go. I'm keeping my super magnets away from each other. And again, so I am all set up to make a whole bunch of these just over and over and over. My, you know, my greeting on the outside, you know, I wasn't sure how to thank you is nice and straight. And it's going to save a lot of cardstock. And so here's a card. There we go. And so now that's all set for us to finish. So I'm going to add a little decoration inside, and this little flowers from the Ornate Style stamp set. And so I've got here the Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad. All right. Just come down here in the corner and we'll give it a splash of color. Well, the black didn't, but we're about to. And we'll use Stampin' Blends. And so I have the Cajun Craze Dark, and I have that finer point. I'm going to go over these little lines. That'll be my shading. Fantastic. And then with the brush tip, with the Cajun Craze Light, I'll color this in. So these colors will coordinate with my Ornate Garden Specialty Designer Series paper. All right. I just love the Stampin' Blends. Colors blend together so beautifully. There we go. All right, so I don't have a Bumblebee Stampin' Blends yet. I sure hope we will. So I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, but it's so little, such a little amount. It'll be fine. But we want to do something in the center. And I did the Daffodil Dark. And then we have our leaves. And so again, I'll follow that line. It's a great way to know where to do shading, where they give you lines. And then finish coloring this in. There we go. So a little splash in color inside. There we go. So now we are almost done. So we'll take this. This will go down along the bottom, again with our Snail Adhesive. And I'm going to open it up so I can see that I'm going side to side. Great. And then our ribbon. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Again in Cajun Craze. And this ties so nicely. I was just really pleased I didn't have to fight it. Okay, so now, you know, I hope it doesn't make a liar out of me. Because, you know, some ribbons, you just have to work with a little bit more, but you're like, oh, this is just tying so nicely. And if you're all by yourself, you need to hold that, right? And I like to work off the spool because I don't use as much, because I'd have to make it extra long, the extra long tail, to have something to work with. So while that's being held with this finger, work with this one. You get good at this. And then I do a little switcheroo so I can keep it nice and taut. There we go. And trim off our tails at an angle that's oh so attractive. And then this one a little bit more. There we go. See, that just tied so nicely. Isn't that pretty? And so then for the finishing touch, I have the gilded gems, and they come in 3 sizes. All right, so how about we use a middle one? So again, with my paper piercing tool, just makes it so easy. Come up here and add, oh, there we go. So it's a clean and simple card with the Ornate style stamp set inside and the Ornate thanks outside. It just cracks me up. So here's a card. And so let me show you. I used 6 of the patterns, all 6 sheets. They're double-sided, so they're and so this is the one I just did, and with this pattern. Isn't that pretty? All right. And so the next one, here we go. Little small flowers again, and this time I used the old olive, and I used the gilded gems in all 3 sizes. And then the next one, look at this big pattern, but it still looks really good behind here and with the Cajun craze, and that's a large one of the gilded gems. And you're gonna have to tell me which one you like best. And look with the our daisies. They're all pretty. I'm just having a real hard time deciding. And oh boy, this one's really pretty too, back with the Cajun craze. Yeah, very nice. And then the last one, yeah, very, very pretty. So like I said, you're gonna have to let me know which one that was your favorite. And because it's not easy to choose, is it? And so like I said, you can order this now. It's available. How fantastic is that, in my online store? And like I said, if you found a favorite, leave a comment for me. If you'd like to make my clean and simple Ornate thanks cards, all the supplies are listed below the video and available to order now in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And when you place your April 2020 Stampin' Up! Order of $25 or more with me, I'm going to send you one of my clean and simple Ornate thanks cards. So get on over now to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching.